So what's going on YouTube? My name is Ayush and welcome back to my YouTube channel, The Indian Tab. So guys, in this particular video we're gonna cover React hooks and the most important React hook, that is useState. So just for the introduction, like previously before like React's version 16.8, we were using the class based components to manage all the states and all other stuff that we need to create a wonderful and like lightning fast web app. So like in order to reduce that effort to create a class all the time for all the components, or we can say for all the stateful components, React introduced React hooks in version 16.8. So let's see like what's this React hook and what's use state. So for that, like I'm having a simple project that I have created by using the simple npx command, npx create react app, and I just like removed all the like other stuff. I am having all the basic files here so that this view is rendering just because of this functional component. So inside this react app we are only having a single component, app component, that is like bind to that particular root div. So let's see like how we can use the React hook, that is useState. So for that, like React provides the useState hook inside the package React itself. So for that, like I'm gonna destructure that useState hook. So I'm writing here useState. Okay, so here you can see that a lot of stuff is there with the prefix use. So all of these are the React hooks. We're gonna talk about each and every React hook, but in this particular video we're gonna talk about useState. So let's see how it's gonna work. So useState, as the name denotes, that we're gonna use this hook to make our functional component a stateful component. So what I'm gonna do is, like here I'm having a count. So I just want that after clicking on this click me button, I can manage the state of this count inside this functional component without creating any class based component. So let's see, like I'm just writing here the hook name, that is useState. By writing this method here, I am just making this app component function, that is a functional component. I'm just like I'm using useState, then it means that I am making this functional component a stateful component. Like now we have a state for this particular component, so we can say that it is a stateful component. So now let's move forward to the like logical part. So here I'm going to like initialize my count with 0. So like as we all know that for every method or every function we have some kind of definition that what it will like receive in the params. So inside the params we and this useState method receives the initial state of that particular state. Like here I'm having count, so I will keep this count inside my state. So I'm initializing my state with 0. Okay, so here the thing is that this particular method returns an array. This particular method useState returns an array. Like if I want to just check that if it returns the array or not, so I can check that in the logs. So like if I give you the prior information about this array, so this useState returns an array with exactly 2 elements. So the first element is itself the like variable, that is count, so that we can use that count variable. So and the second element of that particular array is the function that can change that state count. So let's see in the inside the console. Let me inspect here. So inside inspect I need to go to console, and inside console you can see that there is a array, and that array is like having exactly 2 elements that I just reminded you guys. So the very first element of this array is the exact state. So like here I can again write it in this way, like I am writing here the name of the state, that is count, and another one is the function that can only change the state. So I can update, like I can define set count in this way. So if I gonna use like this count instead of this 0, then it should work, like it should display this 0 as I have initialized the count with 0. So let's see, like I'm refreshing the page. Okay, so here it is, like count is there, so the stage that we have initialized is already inside this count state. So now I just wanted to like increase this count once, like I am clicking on this click me button. So like I am applying here on click event handler, and inside that event handler I will call my own function, like increase count. So let me define this increase count. Okay, so I am defining this as a function that is named as increase count, and it will receive nothing. So from here I'm gonna like just update this, like this particular count state with the like prescribed method. Like here I'm gonna like tell you guys that I can only update this count with this method that is provided by the React hook, that is useState. So I'm here using like set count, and I'm just providing the count plus 1 to the state so that it can update the count state by 1. So let's see like if it works or not. And like if it's working, then it's fine that we have achieved a functional component to a stateful component. So let's see, like I'm gonna click here. Okay, so you guys, here you can see that I'm able to like update the state of this particular functional component, and this functional component is like now able to manage the state without any stateful, or we can say without any class based components. So yes guys, this was the like major advantage of this hook useState. We can define any number of like hooks here, like same I can define multiple hooks here, but it just I need to like change the like variable name, or we can say state name. Like here I am updating all the things. So what I will do is I will just update all the things for like count 1, count 2, count 3. Like inside the class based component we used to have a lot of stuff to manage our components state. So I'm just like trying to create the same scenario so that we can have multiple state data, like multiple state thing, or let's see if it works or not. So like from increase count we will be increasing all the state variables by 1, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna copy all the stuff here, 1, count 2, count 3, count 4, and now let's see like how it's gonna work. So here I'm having, like if I close this inspect, I'm having count 0 0 0 0 0. Like it will be like more visual if I can change all the stuff with different state. So here I am having like 0 1 2 3 4. Like on clicking on this button I'm gonna update all the states at once. So here you can see like all the states are getting like updated one by one, like as I have incremented by 1. So yeah, like it's working quite amazing. So yes, that was all about the basics of this useState React hook. So the next thing is like this particular React hook useState like works similar to the state of a class based like component. So inside class based component you must like know that if I'm using the same thing, like I'm like if I am writing this set count, or maybe like this is like similar to set state. So I'm just updating the state of my component, and I'm using the same state while I am updating this. So in that case, like we may say that this particular increase count method will increase if I click only a single time, then it will increase this count to from 0 to 4. So let's see if it works or not. So here the count is 0. Let me click on this click me button, and let's see what's the new and what's the updated state. So guys, here you can see that the count is 1, because just like the class based components state, this particular state updation is all about the batch updates. So like here I'm updating the states in a like single method for the 4 times. So what React will do, React will take all these like update state methods in a single batch, and for all the batches the count is like the previous state is 0. So that's why like for this the state updated to 1, for this again the state is updated to 1, and so on. So that's why the state is like updating only once. Like here it is 1, like after clicking on this click me button I am getting 2. So now I think now you're clear that how it's gonna work, and how like React updates the state of a component in a batch manner. So like if you want to do this like if you are having any requirement of such kind, then you can write it here like the previous state. I can write it here as previous count, and you're gonna receive this previous count as the state updated. So like if I'm writing this again and again like here, okay, so now I'm having this like 4 times. Like you can do the same stuff with the class based components set state method. And now let's check if it's working or not from 0 to 4, or it is like still 1. So let's see. So like clicking on 4 like is click me button, I'm getting 4 from 0. So it's like updating the state one by one, so that in the first iteration it was 1, for the second statement it was 2, for the third, and for the last statement it's 4. So like after like if I click on this click me button, it's gonna update my state by 4. So like here you can see. So this was the like interesting part, or you may know this part from the like state full components, that is class based components. And the other crucial thing from useState is that we need to know, or we need to define the number of states that we're gonna render with this component. Like I can show you guys that what I'm trying to say, that like if I revert this method to that like the initial method. So here you can see we are in an initial state where I just wrote this useState method. Okay, so from here like I'm definite that it gonna use a single state. But what if like I need multiple states? Then it's fine that I am defining multiple states that we can use. Okay, so the thing is that we cannot be like conditional with our states that we gonna create using these React hooks. Like I cannot write here like if 1 equals to 3, then only use this state, or otherwise you don't need to use this state. So in this case like this React component is not sure that the number of states inside this component is fixed or not. So if I save this code, here you guys can see that there is an error that React hooks use states is called conditionally. React hooks must be called in the exact same order in every component render. So like in React can optimize this only if you are having the exact count for the like use state. So you need to define the exact use state React hooks, and you need to be like very sure about the ordering of these hooks. So this was the like conditional thing. And another major thing is that you cannot render this like this functional component inside a loop. So if I need to use this functional component multiple time, like I need to render it once, twice, or thrice, or maybe inside a loop that I'm not sure about the like count of that loop. So inside that loop you're gonna receive the same error that React hooks cannot be like rendered conditionally or inside a loop. So you need to like take care of these things. And the rest thing, like the rest use state, is a simple thing that we can use like pretty easily. So I hope like you are now clear with this stuff of this I can say use state React hook, and now you can play around with your functional components and creating them to a stateful component. So I hope that you guys like really like this video, and you are now clear with the concept of this React hook and this particularly this use state. So if you like this video, then please hit the like button, and if you are new to my channel, then please subscribe to the Indian Dev. I am just I just started creating all these React videos nowadays. So yeah, thank you for watching this video, guys. Thank you very much.